Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I've got a coffee that I've used before. Came from a viewer. Hang on. That is wonderful. Viewer Skylar Damron, who works at Scioto Valley Coffee, very kindly sent this to me. Talked about it in a previous Monday morning mailbag. This is a coffee European tour from Crimson Cup that they sell down there at Scioto Valley Coffee. They're located in Circleville, Ohio. The address is 216 West Main Street, Circleville, Ohio, 43113. I'll also have their website linked below because it's summer. Summer's starting. Things are opening up. People are starting to travel. So if you find yourself on the road and you want to stop in for a nice cup of coffee and some pastry, maybe a lunch, something like that, Scioto Valley Coffee. That's it. Scioto Valley Coffee. I should know. I mean, I went to Ohio State. Scioto River's right there. Scioto Valley Coffee. So in Circleville, Ohio. So, check them out if you are out and about this summer. And how about this coffee mug, huh? Isn't that beautiful? I got this from my niece, Kelly. I've used it before in the past. Haven't used it in quite some time. But boy, it just screams summer. Campfires, stargazing, summer nights, just absolutely, yeah, I love this coffee mug. Yeah, this is something you would use, next to a campfire on a summer night, looking up at the stars. Oh yeah, and check out my shirt, right? Camp staff with Snoopy and Woodstock. Now, I was never on a camp staff, but I happened to see this shirt and I picked it up because it's got Snoopy and Woodstock on it. And so I'm all set for summer. Camp, got a coffee mug around the campfire, stargazing. Things are opening up. People are starting to travel. Really, really, really great to see. And speaking of opening up and traveling, let's kick things off with a morning viewer shaving tip. Okay, so this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Mark Williams, and it is in regards to travel, TSA, wet shaving gear. And Mark Williams writes, "Hi Mark, this topic may have been covered, but since I'm a newer wet shaver, I thought I would share my experience with the TSA. I recently went on a trip that required that I fly. I won't mention any airports. I had to check 2 bags of sporting equipment and had to pack my shaving essentials in my carry-on bag. I made sure to put my razor blades in the checked bags. My razor handle, shaving soap, brush, and aftershave were in my carry-on bag. My originating airport did not bat an eye at anything. The items were packed in clear plastic bags so they could properly screen it. On my return, while going through the destination airport, my bag got flagged and inspected. My shaving soap, which was Captain's Choice Nor'easter, was confiscated. I was told it was too large. I told the TSA employee it came through my originating airport without a problem. Why is there an issue now? I explained that it is no more than a bar of soap and the same consistency. I was again told that the container was too big, 5 ounces, and it was thrown away. I was rather irked and requested clarification from the TSA, as one airport said it was fine and the other said it was not. I was basically told that the TSA agent has the discretion to flag any item they deem as a security threat. I responded back with my original grievance in that it was not a liquid or aerosol, it's no bigger than a bar of soap, and it's a solid. Moral of the story, don't be out $30 like I was, and pack your shaving essentials in a checked bag, as it does not seem the discretion is uniform across the board. Hope this helps others avoid the issue I ran into." Thanks very much for that, Mark. I'm sorry that they confiscated your soap because, the Captain's Choice has a nice line of soaps, and I've heard some good things about Nor'easter. I'm really sorry that they did that, but I have heard and read similar things online where the TSA agent has discretion. And one could say, yeah, that's okay. The other could say, no, it's not. So I would say that if you take all your good stuff, all your good shaving stuff, and put it in your checked luggage, you'll be okay. But if you need something to put into a carry-on bag, a shaving kit, just in case your luggage doesn't make it to the hotel at the same time that you arrive, that sort of thing, you'll have something to get a quick shave and freshen up, that sort of thing. I recommend just small and inexpensive, a small shaving brush like this. This is anywhere from $5 to $10, even less on eBay. This one comes with a black anodized handle. It's a little synthetic brush. It'll do the job for you. Rather than take a large shaving soap in a carry-on bag like this. This is future fiction. This is 5 ounces. That's pretty large, and again, one TS agent will say, yeah, that's okay. The other one will, no, you can't have it. I would say go with a shaving stick, even a half a shaving stick like Arco or Derby. Heck, you can even cut these in half. Like I said, you can cut them in half and really reduce the size and just have it for that quick shave if you need it, that sort of thing. Tabak has a shaving stick. This is 3.5 ounces. Now, I'm not so sure this will, this could be flagged. They might look at this and say that's too large. But I would say anything that is of a travel underarm deodorant dispenser size will probably be okay. That's just a guess on my part. I would think that the Tube 2.0 pre-shave from Phoenix Shaving, that's a nice compact size. That's not gonna, they're not gonna nail you for that, I don't think. Here is La Toja shaving stick. This is a nice size, and it's no bigger than a compact travel underarm deodorant stick, so to speak. So I would say a shaving stick, smaller brush, and absolutely take a cartridge razor. Take a cartridge razor like the Gillette Fusion or the Harry's or the Mach 3, something like this. Put this in your carry-on bag. They all know what these are right here, and they're not going to question them. And they're allowed on carry-on bags, as I understand it. If you have a nicer razor, like the King C Gillette in a nice travel leather sleeve like this, you know what? They might look at this and go, well, what is this? No, no, you can't have this. This is a security threat. You never know. They might not know what a safety razor is. They might look at this and go, no, this is a security threat. So I would definitely not put this in your carry-on bag. Put this in your checked luggage if you want to take a nicer razor. If you want to take a safety razor in your carry-on bag and you really, really want to use a safety razor, you don't want to use a cartridge razor, you know what? You might get away with something like this, the Black Tiger from Global Shave Clubs International. This is anywhere from $7 to $10. Check their website. This sometimes goes on sale. And it's a great little razor. It gives a nice, mild, efficient shave equivalent to, say, a Gillette Tech. It's kind of modeled after that. And it really is a hardy little razor. You can throw this in your DOP kit. It'll get banged up, that sort of thing. If they grab this, you're not going to be out a lot of money. You're only going to be out about maybe $5, $10, something like that. So that's what I would take. Take a less expensive safety razor that you can afford to lose if you insist on carrying one in your carry-on bag. But you know what? This could get flagged and they might grab it too. You just never know. You're probably better off just taking a cartridge razor and just putting that in the DOP kit, because they all know what these are. And my understanding is they are allowed in carry-on luggage. So that is something to consider. But it's a very, very helpful tip, Mark. Thank you very much. Now that we're into summer, things are opening up and people are traveling, it's very, very pertinent. And really, I'm glad that you sent it along because it serves as a great, great reminder, because we have talked about this in the past, but my gosh, it's been maybe a year and a half or so that we first talked about this. So this is a great, great reminder, again, especially since the start of summer, things are opening up and people want to travel. It's just a great tip to pass on to viewers right now at this time. So to say thank you, here is an original George sketch for you and only you. So all you have to do is email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. Now, you out there, if you want an original George sketch, like I'm sending one to Mark Williams, just send me your email me your shaving tip at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it in the Monday morning mailbag shaving tip segment, you too will get an original signed George sketch. So again, thanks very much, Mark, for the really, really helpful travel tip. Comes right at the best time as people are starting to, again, wanting to travel, that sort of thing. It's just an absolutely great reminder. So thanks again, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Okay, time to go back for a refill. Okay, this morning's refill comes courtesy of viewer Mark Bagwell. And he is writing in regards to our discussion of the Edwin Jagger DE89L versus the Muhle R89. And of course, I like both of these, but I prefer the Muhle a little more. I think it gives me a smoother shave. But they're both very, very good razors, and they're similar. They look the same, but I do prefer the Muhle R89. Now, this is a Baxter of California, which is a rebrand. Muhle R89. It's identical to the Muhle R89. The handle, the razor head. The only thing that's different is the name Baxter is engraved here in the lower collar of the razor handle. But this is a Muhle R89 for sake of our discussion. Anyhow, Mark writes, Edwin Jagger versus Muhle. Supposed to be the same except for the screw. But like you, I've always preferred the shave of the Muhle. There is one big difference. As of 2017, Muhle changed the screw to chrome-covered brass. They did this because the damn things kept breaking in half. I had this happen to the first EJ I owned. EJ still used pot metal screws, and they don't hold up. Do this test. Screw a Muhle head on an EJ handle, and you can feel the difference in the way it screws on. The Muhle is much smoother because of the difference in the screw. It may sound like crap, but try it and you'll see. I had a 3D EJ handle I loved, but always used a Muhle head on it. Well, thanks very much for that clarification, Mark. I don't have any reason to doubt you. That very well could be the reason, because I have heard that if you drop these Edwin Jagger handles, sometimes those screws will snap off. Now, I think if you drop just about any razor from a high enough distance, you're going to do some damage to it. The whole idea is not to drop the razor. But you know what? These kinds of things do happen. So I will do that test down the road. I will swap out these heads and see how they screw on. But yeah, I kind of get that. From just using the Baxter or the Muhle, that it does have a little bit of a different feel. However, let me qualify that, because this is a rebrand. I'm not entirely sure if they have that kind of chrome-plated brass screw on this one. Maybe that's why it didn't cost as much. I don't know. I'm gonna have to buy an actual branded Muhle R89. I have, you'll see, I have a couple of rebranded Muhle R89 razors and a clone or two. So I'm going to have to get an R89, the authentic branded R89, and do the comparison that way. But thanks for passing on that information. Really do appreciate it, Mark. Okay, it's time to check out some new shaving gear and deals that are out there. Okay, got a couple of really neat things to tell you about this week regarding new shaving gear and deals. Going to kick it off with the new launch that Phoenix Shaving has done of their Fresco shaving soap and aftershave and cologne. I just did a review this past Friday on it. This is absolutely wonderful. It's an homage to Old Spice Fresh. It is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful scent. This is formula CK6. And as you saw from the review, it just makes heaps and heaps of lather. But the scent is just absolutely wonderful. It's outdoorsy, it's adventurous, it's bright, it's fresh, it's summery, it's fun. And in my opinion, it also has that gentlemanly refinement and elegance in its own way, so to speak. I also get that little bit of vibe there. Yeah, this is absolutely wonderful. If you like Hotel Cecil, if you like Club Guy, Diver Down, if you tried Oud Spice, any of these soaps that Phoenix Shaving has created as an homage to some classic scents, you'll want to try this one as well. This is absolute. Cad is another one that is really, really big. You know, it's got that classic scent to, well, Barbasol. You know, this is in that same ballpark, an homage to a classic scent. When I first used it, it brought back a lot of memories. Somebody in my family used this. This was so familiar when I first cracked it open. Either my father or one of my brothers used this, and very, very, very familiar. So yeah, you want to check this out. This is absolutely terrific, and the aftershave and cologne is also wonderful. And also a cube. And you can see I've used it. I mean, I've just had several shaves with it already, and it's wonderful. It really is a terrific, terrific scent. It also has a little bit of sophistication to it as well. I mean, again, it's that gentlemanly vibe I talk about, but it really is perfect for the summer. You can also use it year round. This is just a great, great scent. So check it out, Fresco, and check out the review I did this past Friday. This was really, really just a great shave, and I've used it again for several shaves after I did that review, and they have just been outstanding. So yeah, check that out. That's really, really terrific, terrific. Also, I got a nice email from viewer Bob LaRoe. Now, Bob LaRoe is a Vine reviewer on Amazon, and he wrote about the new Baili Butterfly Twist to Open Razor. And I will link his review in the description below so you can read it if you're looking for a twist to open razor. And Bob writes, Mark, under the Amazon Vine program, I tried and reviewed the new Baili Butterfly Twist to Open Handle Razor. It is the heaviest and longest razor I've ever seen, longer than their Viking Godfather clone. I'd say it is mid-aggression, but that could be because I used a Baili blade. It might seem more mild with an Astra. I think he means Astra. It is fully enclosed. It does not come with a stand. I don't have a scale, but it is almost too heavy. For some people, it would take some getting used to. Thought you'd like to know. Cordially, Bob LaRoe. Thanks very much for that, Bob. Really, really do appreciate it. And I will link his review below so that you can read it firsthand and get a look at the razor and that sort of thing. So thanks very much for that, Bob. Really do appreciate it. And also, kind of wrapping up new gears and deals. I talked about this last week, which was the Q Brothers razor. This is a rebranded Muhle R89. As long as we're talking about the Edwin Jagger and the Muhle, here it is right here with the Q on the cap. I've had a shave with it. I've filmed the review. I've got it edited. Hopefully it'll run this week. And yeah, this was a really, really, really wonderful, wonderful shave. And the thing is, it was only $32.50. There is a shipping charge with this. It does not fall under the prime shipping category. But because of my points and that sort of thing, it only cost me $11, which is why I purchased it. And in purchasing it, I mentioned this before, prior to Prime Day, I got $10 off on another Prime purchase because I purchased this from a small business. And they gave me $10 because I purchased from a small business. So what I did was I took that $10 and I applied it to this right here, a Parker Semi-Slant. And again, I had some other points that I applied to this. So this ended up being about $12 for me. So that's why I bought this one too. I was looking at the Mercure. I wanted to get the 37C, but it didn't look like the 37C was available on Amazon. So I'll probably have to wait for that. but I did get the Parker Semi-Slant. This is in graphite. Let me show it to you. I haven't used it yet. Haven't used it, have not reviewed it. It comes with 5 Parker blades here in the back, right here. Comes with 5 Parker blades right there. And it is a very good looking razor. Now, the photograph on Amazon, the handle, photograph's a little darker. It's almost black, but this is graphite. And looking at it here in front of me, it really is the consistency of lead, pencil lead, as you would see. It has that kind of tone to it. But yeah, it is a semi-slant right there, a 3-piece razor, beautiful heft, like the knurling a lot, really looking forward to using this. And it looks like it's very, very well built. I will point out something to you. Look at that handle. That handle is really, really terrific. Now this razor is, I believe, less than $30, which is why I purchased it, because I got the $10 off, which put it under $20, and I had a few points. So I said it's like maybe $13, $12, $13 for me. Shipped as well. Anyhow, here, I don't know if this means anything, but the way the razor head goes together, there is a number 1 down here, and there is a number 1 up here. And they're kind of, the number 1 is on top here, and the number 1 is on the bottom here. And that's how it went together, like that. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if, you can turn this, or if you're supposed to keep the one up here and the other one down here, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Maybe not. Maybe it's symmetrical the way you turn it around. I'm not sure. I've never shaved with this slant razor before. I've used the one from Global Shave Clubs International, which was wonderful. I've used the double open comb slant razors from Phoenix Shaving, which are really, really terrific. But this is the first Parker slant that I have, and I'm going to give it a try. So you might want to look at this one and see if it ever goes on sale, that sort of thing. But it's less than $30. I thought it was a pretty good darn deal at less than $30. But it's the kind of razor that if you've earned some Amazon points, like say $20 in Amazon points, you can pick this up for $10, which would be great. And you get the Prime shipping if you're a Prime member. So yeah, keep that in mind, and we will be reviewing this and having a shave with it. And it really does have some really, really nice looks to it. And again, right here, I like this handle. I just like the collar on this handle right here. It just looks terrific. It's got some nice weight to it. I don't know what the materials are, but it has some terrific weight to it, and just an overall great look. And I really do like the graphite handle. So it comes in rose gold, graphite that I have here, and satin. So 3 to choose from. So I chose graphite, and really kind of neat. I like it a lot. It reminds me of the pencils I used when I first started the cartoon. So yeah, really, really neat razor. All right, so that's it for this week's new wet shaving gear and deals. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll have links to a lot of that below. Check it out. Wait a minute, we're not done yet. I forgot to mention, with the launch of Fresco, there's also a Fresco mystery book that goes along with that Douglas Smythe has written. And I've got my bookmark here, and here he is on the back there, and there it is right there. And here's my bookmark. Check out that Phoenix Shaving bookmark. It's fantastic. I'm on page 63. And this has been terrific so far. It really, really is a terrific, terrific story. And again, I'm getting kind of an Indiana Jones, science fiction, Stargate kind of a vibe from it. It really is very well written. I'm really enjoying this. And it's only, what is it, about 100 pages, something like that, 112 pages. And it's a tie-in to the Fresco shave soap. Yeah, I like it a lot. So if you're going to buy the shave soap and the cologne and that sort of thing, and the cube and all that, and if you like to read like I do, check this out. This has been really, really enjoyable. I really, really do like this a lot. So I just wanted to mention that to you. Almost forgot to. Saw it laying over here. So now we're all wrapped up. and up to date with new shaving gear and deals. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments this morning. Viewer Michael Damaraki writes, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm always trying to pronounce viewer names correctly. Please let me know in the comments if I was right or I was wrong and mangled it. If I mangled it, I apologize. Michael Damaraki, and he writes, he's writing in regards to my review and comments about brushless shave creams. The recent review I did on Barbasol 1919. This is a brushless shave cream. And he writes, brushless, that's heresy. Joking, of course. To be honest, when I have no time, I prefer gel. It has a stronger consistency. Brushless creams, I just don't feel it. Even with brushes and so on, it doesn't take that much time if you are good at it. I've been shaving with double-edged razors and soaps since August last year, and right now the whole process of lathering and getting everything ready is longer than shaving itself. Brushes are just fun. I agree, Michael. I enjoy the process. I really enjoy, and if you've seen my videos, you've probably noticed that I do a lot of face lathering because I enjoy it so much. I really do. And very few of my videos will end with after 2 passes. Even though my shave might be done, I do that 3rd pass because there's so much goodness in that shaving brush. I just want to do a 3rd pass, and I'll take that razor and I'll turn it down like an adjustable razor. I'll turn it down to a lower setting just so I have a nice mild 3rd pass. It's fantastic. By the way, this is a recently replated I3 Gillette Slim. A gentleman named Delbert King, a friend that I met on the internet, gee whiz, a number of years ago, when there was a thing called the Cleveland Freenet. He was a school teacher. We had met. Being a cartoonist with King Features, I think I did some things for his classroom, sent them a bunch of cartoons and that sort of thing. Well, we caught up again on Facebook, and he saw my channel, and he sent me his late father's Gillette Slim. And I sent this off to Chris Evett, and he did a beautiful job in replating it. This goes back to 1963, 3rd quarter, 1963. Look at that. Mechanically, it was absolutely perfect. There was a little bit of a dull finish on it, and Chris just did an absolutely stellar job with replating it. I wanted to mention that because, again, I told Delbert, if it belonged to your dad, you might want to hang on to it, and he insisted that he send it to me. So, yeah, if you ever come across a great gift like that, you get a razor like this, really look at Chris Evett's services to have it replated. He just did a fantastic job. I mean, absolutely terrific. Again, he replated another one for me. This one is just, look how the light just dances off of that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's going to last another 65, 70, 100 years, really. But getting back to what you were saying regarding double-edged shaving and using a brush and that sort of thing. Yeah, there's an enjoyment factor in it. You could probably just see when I was talking about this razor, how much I enjoy doing that 3rd pass, especially if I have a good adjustable razor, and just enjoying the lathering process. Now, there are times when a brushless shave might be a good thing if you're in a pinch and you're really, really pressed for time and you got to get out the door and you got to be clean shaven. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Of course, I use the 1919. I like this a lot. And I use the Cremo. I've used the Cremo. The Cremo is very, very good as well. As far as gel, I've had a couple of cans of Gillette Fusion Hydrogel. For the longest time, I think my family gave this to me as part of a wet shaving gift. And I have yet to crack this open. But it's okay to know that, maybe down the road I could use this because, like you say, Michael, it is a little bit thicker. But you know what? I just like the shaving process. And I just like doing the wet shave. I always say that if you're going to do the wet shave and you think it's taking you a little too much time, just wake up earlier. Just wake up another 20, 30 minutes earlier and just go through the process. It really is the best way to shave. And there are a lot of wet shavers, and we've talked about this in the past. There are a lot of wet shavers who will shave in the evening because their beard isn't that demanding. And when they wake up in the morning after they shaved in the evening, they're okay to go to work. And when they get home, they need another shave. And because they're home, it's the evening hours before they, tuck themselves into bed. They have a really, really nice shave, and they can take the time to do it. There's a lot of advantages to that too. Really, I understand that as well. I've done that myself, and it's a great way. It's a great process. You can take some extra time and really enjoy the shave. So yeah. So thanks very much for that, Michael. Really do appreciate it. It kind of adds a little more perspective to the whole process. But yeah, I like to lather, as a lot of other wet shavers do. You get a nice brush like the Phantom Aerolite, which I've been using lately. It's a terrific brush, and just enjoy the shave. I mean, we're rushing around, in our jobs and in our lives and our families and everything. The wet shave, it's just us and that shave. You might as well just try to take the time and enjoy it. It really is the best way to shave, in my humble opinion. So thanks again, Michael. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next question comes from viewer Nawaf Al-Rashidi, and he writes, "Hi, Mark. How are you? Good afternoon. Which is better, the Fatip Grande open comb or a closed comb? I want to buy one. Thanks." Well, Nawaf, I don't own a closed comb Fatip razor. I only have I got about 2 to 3 razors made by Fatip. I have the Fatip Grande open comb. I have the Fatip Piccolo. And I have the Shona open comb razor, which is made by Fatip for Shona. And these are terrific razors. These are wonderfully, wonderfully efficient, yet on the mild side. I have found them to be quite mild, but just really very, very efficient. This has it's a 3-piece razor, and the handle, I don't know if you can see that there. It's a hollowed out handle. I don't know if you can see that there. See that right there? Hollowed out handle there. And it still has some nice weight. It's solid brass. Well, not solid brass, but it's made from brass because it's a hollow handle. But it's made from brass and it's nickel plated. So you have the option of getting it nickel plated or chrome plated. I chose nickel plated because it's a throwback to the classic Gillette razors, where they're made from brass and they're nickel plated. As I understand it. And I just think that's terrific. Made from brass and nickel plated. And the Piccolo is a solid handle, and has about the same amount of weight as the Grande. Now, I haven't used either one of these in some time, and I got to pull them out and shave with them again, because these are terrific, terrific razors. Very, very well made. They are manufactured in an environment where they are manufactured on machines that are manually operated by hand. So you will get a few imperfections. You'll get like a little bit of imperfections here in the handles, that sort of thing. But that just adds to the overall charm of it. Really do like these a lot. The Shona razor is even a little bit milder than the Fatip Grande. This is a good one too. If you're looking for a mild open comb razor, this is a terrific one to get. And again, brass, hollowed out handle, brass, nickel plated. Like this a lot, and they're not that expensive. They're anywhere from $25 to $30 depending on where you go. At least when I bought them, they were about $20, $22. They may have gone up in price a little bit, but they're made right there in Italy, and just absolutely terrific razors. Now, I've not used the closed comb razor from Fatip. Maybe I should get one down the road and compare it to these, but I can tell you these are great. Now, there is one thing I want to mention to you about the Fatip Grande. A number of years ago, there was a little bit of mistake in manufacturing the Fatip Grande, and it came out off the assembly line a little more aggressive than intended. And a gentleman, his name was, I can't remember his name now, the gentleman who works for the company that distributes the Fatip razors worldwide. He wrote me and said that he wrote and said, "It seems the comments and rumors about the production pre and post 2017 were emphasized by the Fatip lovers like a sort of legend. To be honest, all the story was generated by a little mistake in one production, only one, made in 2016. The curve of the cap comb of the cutting head was slightly different, so the blade was more exposed. The standard production before and after that odd production was like the new ones. We know that some Fatipers were in love with the more aggressive production, but the majority prefer the cutting performance of the standard production." Can't remember his name. I'll put it below. So I don't have it in my notes here. I just grabbed the email and pasted it over here in my script here. I should get the name. I'll put it below. But anyhow, that's the only thing I would make mention of, is that if you get a Fatip razor, you buy a new one right now, it's going to be standard, which I feel is milder. But there are those out there that are more aggressive from that one production run. So if you find it on eBay, always ask the seller, is this from that one production run where the Fatip Grande is a little more aggressive? And because if you're looking for something like that, then that's kind of the one to look for. But yeah, these are terrific razors. The Shona, which is made by Fatip, the Fatip Grande, and the Fatip Piccolo. Between the Piccolo and the Grande, boy, I really love the Grande. I love the size of the handle, the overall size of the razor. The razor heads are the same, identical, but boy, I love this handle. I love the piping on it. I love the grip. I love the fact that it is hollowed out. I love the fact that it's made from brass and it's nickel plated. Terrific razor. So Nawaf, I hope that helps you in searching for a Fatip razor. I really like the Grande a lot. So thanks again for the question, and good luck in selecting a Fatip razor. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them, but the Grande is definitely a favorite of mine. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Glenn Sherman. And Glenn writes, "Hi, Mark. Whenever you talk about razors, I am reminded about Vikings blade. I have to say that the Vikings blade Godfather Stonehenge is still one of my favorite razors. I have been wet shaving for about 1.5 years now, and you introduced me to that razor early on in my shaving journey. So smooth on the face and great feeling in the hand. I also took your advice and used a feather blade in it recently. Really picks up the efficiency of the razor if you want something more than a mild shave. I'm afraid to use a feather in anything else. In any event, one of the greatest razors out there without needing to spend a ton of money. Best regards, Glenn." Glenn, I agree. This is the Godfather Stonehenge. It really is a terrific razor. Really one of my favorites, and it's a great looking razor too. Just a terrific looking razor. Got some great heft to it. Yes, a nice mild shaving head, razor head, and it's 3-piece, and it just has some classic looks to it. I especially like all the branding that they've done on the base plate there. Let me see if you can see that. Vullion Group. Let me here. Let's see, right like that. Vullion Group and Australia, and just terrific. I really like that, and the fit and finish on this is fantastic. Build quality is wonderful. It just really is. And they've done something here to this stainless steel handle here. It's 304 stainless steel. It has a grippiness to it. I don't know if it's sandblasted or what, but it just has a nice grippiness to it, and it just fits nicely in the hand. Yeah, like this razor a lot. Going to have to break it out for future shaving reviews because I like it. And yes, I have used a feather razor in this, and it really ups the efficiency, and it's probably... I am reluctant to use a feather razor and a feather blade in other razors. However, just recently I did use a feather blade in this slant from Global Shave Clubs International, the Diablo slant right here, and I came through it okay. It was pretty good. But yeah, I can use the feather a little more confidently in this Godfather Stonehenge razor. I don't think I'm going to venture with a feather blade into other razors. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll look for other milder razors for a feather blade. But this has definitely been a great proving ground to use a feather blade in. Absolutely a great proving ground. And it's interesting. What a coincidence that your question came in this week, because, again, the launch of Fresco with this book, it takes place at Stonehenge. So, what a coincidence. The Godfather Stonehenge and the Fresco mystery takes place at Stonehenge. So I thought that was, the planets are aligning or something. That's really, really kind of neat, Glenn. So thanks for the comment, because it ties into everything else that we're talking about. So thanks very, very much. Enjoy the Godfather Stonehenge, and to the viewers out there, if you're interested in this razor, I will link it below for sure, so you can take a look at it on Amazon.com. It really is a terrific, terrific razor. Thanks again, Glenn. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Just a Fan, and it's in regards to, our discussion and journey regarding Paul Silver and Wizamet razor blades. And Just a Fan wrote, "Now don't quote me, but from what I understand, Paul Silver was a Polish brand bought by Procter & Gamble. They own Gillette, who then moved the operation to St. Petersburg, Russia, and rebranded them Wizamet." That's kind of what I'm getting from, learning and just doing my online research and talking to others and kind of learning about this. I think that's what's going on. And I seem to recall seeing someplace that the Paul Silvers were made in St. Petersburg, Russia, as are the Wizamet blades. So, who knows? Maybe, the labeling on the actual blade is very, very similar. They say super iridium. They don't say Paul Silver. They don't say Wizamet. They just say super iridium. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. So perhaps, I'm just throwing this out there, perhaps the Paul Silver blade is the Wizamet. Well, let me put it the other way. The Wizamet blade actually is the Paul Silver blade. That's kind of my guess here. I could be wrong. I don't know. What do you think? Comment below and let us know if you've heard anything similar or different from that. But I'm getting kind of that vibe that the Wizamets are Paul Silvers. They just rebranded, kept the Paul Silver, just changed the package is all they did. Change the location of the plant and change the package. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. But thanks, Just a Fan, for that. I really do appreciate it. You know what? We'll learn more with each new Monday morning mailbag, I hope, as folks email me and comment below. Hey, it's been a great, great discussion. So thanks again, Just a Fan. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Rick FM, and he writes, "I think you overdo the light touch thing. A little pressure will give you a closer shave." Well, thanks very much for that, Rick FM. I really do appreciate it. However, my feeling is, and this especially pertains to those who are coming to the wet shave, who are new to the wet shave, that sort of thing, that you really have to exercise a light touch, because a lot of gentlemen who are coming to the wet shave were previous cartridge razor users. And we all know that with a cartridge razor, you have to press down. You got to really press down and engage that razor head. And there's a lot of muscle memory there where you're pressing down and you're pulling this razor head. And a lot of wet shavers, a lot of new wet shavers who come to the safety razor, they make the mistake of pressing too hard with a safety razor. They press too hard and they end up nicking and cutting themselves. And it's because I would think, my opinion is that muscle memory is kicking in, that they've been doing this for so long, they have to kind of relearn to lighten up a little bit and let the razor do the job. Let the razor do the shave. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. I've always likened a safety razor to, and the wet shave to a golf club and golf. You know what? You can be any size golfer, and if you've got that nice swing and you know how to handle that club, you're going to get a beautiful drive. You're going to get the power out of it because you're letting the club and the club head do all that work. You're just taking a nice, smooth swing. Same thing with the safety razor, in my opinion. Give it a nice light touch, a good sharp blade, and a really good lather, Good pre-shave if you want it, just a good lather. All those elements come together, and all you need is a light touch, and you'll get a good close shave. Plus, you're not taking the beard down in one sweep, as a lot of men think that can be done with a as they have learned with a cartridge razor. They just go like that. No, I'm done. You're taking it down in stages, but still, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work. So you're going to take your beard down in stages. You're not going to get everything in one fell swoop, and adding a little bit of pressure isn't going to improve the process. Let the razor do all the work. Take it down in stages. That's the whole key to it. Now, there are some razors that I have used on this channel and reviewed them that, yes, they require a little bit of pressure because they're lighter in weight. And I don't entirely disagree with your statement. A little bit of pressure on some of those other lightweight razors will make a little bit of difference, but you're not pressing it into the skin at all. I understand what you're saying. A little bit of pressure, perhaps. You know what? It's going to vary from person to person. But overall, as a general rule of thumb, especially for those that are new to the wet shave, 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Let the weight of the razor do all that work. And shave 1, 2, 3 passes, depending on your skin type or your beard type. Again, most of us are going to have to do 2 passes. And it's a great pleasure to do passes. You get a good brush, you get a good lather. I look forward to doing 2 passes. I look forward to doing the 3rd pass. I love doing that. I've said again and again and again, I love going against the grain here and doing this motion right here. Love it. I just love the traditional wet shave. And I get a great shave using a light touch. And I just let the weight of the razor do all the work, just like golf. Understand your point, but really, generally speaking, especially for those who are new to the wet shave, a light touch and let the weight of the razor do all the work. There are some exceptions with some other lightweight razors. Yes, I understand that. Perhaps a little bit of pressure in order to engage the blade a little bit. I understand that. But overall, light touch, let the weight of the razor do all the work, gentlemen. But thanks very much for that comment, Rick. Really do appreciate it. You know what? It's a great point of discussion, and I'll put it out to the viewers out there. Do you use a little bit of pressure? Do you add a little bit of pressure when you do your traditional wet shave, or do you just let the weight of the razor do all the work? You know what? Let us know in the comments below, because everyone's different. Everyone's skin type and beard type are different, and perhaps those out there who have a more demanding beard find that they have to add a little bit of pressure. Really would be interested in knowing your opinion on that. So comment below and let us know. Thanks again for the comment, Rick. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Brian Foley. And Brian is writing in regards to an alum block and a post-shave routine. And he writes, "Hey, Mark, I was shaving this morning and I had a thought about alum and water temperatures and thought it would be an interesting subject to cover in Monday morning mailbag. So up until recently, after a shave, I would do my warm water rinse, then a cold water rinse immediately after. Then I would pat my face dry with a towel. If I felt the need for an alum block afterwards, I would run the block under the most recent water temp I had just had running, i.e. cold, and then apply it to my face. Wait 20 to 30 seconds and wash that off before applying other post-shave products. Recently, when watching a video by IMCDB and hearing him describe his post-shave routine, he mentioned doing his warm rinse to remove soap residue and slickness, then alum, then his cold rinse to wash the alum residue off. Then move on to witch hazel, splash, balm, etc. So I decided to try this order of things out. I'm not sure yet if there is a noticeable difference between the two methods to where one performs better than the other, but it did inspire this curiosity. Is it possible that using warm or hot water over the alum block before applying it to your face could make the alum block disintegrate, diminish faster than cold water, similar to how powders or granules dissolve faster in hotter water than cold? In theory, will using cold water over the alum block cause slightly less disintegration over time and the block would last longer. I realize we could be talking a minuscule extension of life of the alum block over time. Curious what you and the watchers do with the temperature of water you run the alum block under and what thoughts you and they have on the question. Thanks, Brian. Brian, that's a really great comment and a great question. Me, I'm a cold water alum block user. And I can tell you that the Phoenix shaving alum block that I have, you know what? Hang on. Let me go get it for you. I don't have it here. I just read your question. Let me go get it. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Had to get it. Okay, I want to show you the alum block and the dry dock system. I've been using this on camera for every shave, and this thing just lasts and lasts and lasts. And I use it under cold water, and this is my second one. And I'm using it because it is still very, very large and, photographs better. Gives me some great, great coverage because of its large surface area here. But I feel that in cold water, this thing just lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. I tend to think that your assumption that if you run it under warm water, I tend to think that it's going to probably dissolve more quickly because of the action and the rapid movement of hot water molecules. That's my thinking. But I prefer using cold water with my alum block. And again, I have this other one here. This is the original alum block that I had been using on camera. And you can see there's still quite a bit there. This is the Phoenix shaving alum block. There's still quite a bit here. And I will use this just for my regular shaves off camera. Right here, and there is still a lot there. I mean, it's just, the thing just keeps going and going and going and going. Probably the best deal in alum blocks out there. And I have some others that just keep going and going and going and going. I use cold water because after I've done my cold water rinse, I've closed my pores, and I would think, this is just me thinking out loud here, that using an alum block, because of its astringent qualities, its ability to seal up small nicks and micro nicks and that sort of thing, you would want to use cold water because cold water is closing your pores, and this is going to assist in closing your pores. Just a hunch on my part, I would think that warm water is going to do the opposite. It's going to open up your pores, and it's not going to help seal up any of those little nicks and little small micro abrasions that you have. That's just my thinking on this. I mean, I'm thinking logically here. I use a cold, after every review I do, I'm using a warm water to rinse my face, get off that slickness, cold water to close my pores. And then I follow up with a cold water on the alum block to close up and seal up those small nicks and abrasions. Cold water again. Cold water will assist this. That's my thinking on it. I think warm water would do the opposite, would open up your pores again. I wouldn't want to do that. But it's an interesting routine. And you know what? Again, I don't think there are any hard and fast rules here. It's like Rick Festa said, your face, your rules. So if the routine from IMCDB works for a lot of wet shavers out there, hey, by all means, if it works for you, that's great. I don't think I'm going to go down that road because I like that cold water splash, closing my pores, and then hitting with an alum block afterwards with cold water to really, really then seal up any of those small nicks and abrasions that I have. It really works very, very well. And again, a styptic pencil, I'll take a styptic, if I have a nick, and you've seen me in several reviews, several videos I've done, I'll get a little nick there, and I'll take a styptic pencil under cold water, and it will seal it right up. So I think there is just a natural relationship between alum and cold water. Just my thought, my opinion, my hunch. But yeah, I'm interested in what others think out there. Comment below and let us know what you do. You use an alum block with warm water? Would that make a difference? I tend to think that cold water is the way to go. But you know what? Whatever you want to do, but I think cold water and an alum block, that's in my humble opinion, that's the way I think it should be. I think that's traditional. And I just think warm water, yeah, I think it's going to disintegrate a little bit faster and you're not going to get the life out of it. And I just think cold water and alum, closing your pores, sealing up those little micro nicks, I think that's the way the relationship works. That's just, between those two elements there, the water and the alum. I think that's the way it's supposed to work. But you know what? Nothing says that you can't try a warm water and alum and see what happens. You might get a great result. I don't know, but I think traditionally cold water and alum. That's kind of where I'm at. Comment below, folks. Let us know, what do you think about that? And thanks very much for throwing that topic out there, Brian. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, okay, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great, great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. Check out Global Shave Clubs International for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/marks80, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.